Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to your Service Drive Revolution drive-by.
Friday.
It's a two-man drive-by. Jeremy's here.
Nice.
Today, we're going to talk about your morning routine and affirmations. Do you believe in affirmations?
I absolutely love affirmations, yes.
You do?
Yes.
What's your affirmation? What do you say to yourself? I'm handsome. I'm so hot.
I'm the best.
I'm the best.
I'm the best.
What was that Saturday Night Live one? People like me.
People like me. Every day I'm getting better. My sales are improving every day.
I don't know that I believed in affirmations until the Michael Jackson one that I read. Have you ever read that one? It's amazing. Like, it was one, I saw it in this documentary that Spike Lee did on Off the Wall. So he did two Michael Jackson documentaries. One's called Off the Wall and one is about Bad. But in the Off the Wall one, they talk about how the Jackson 5 were kind of a joke. They had a morning cartoon. Mm-hmm. Nobody was really that interested in Michael. And on the back of a flyer for a show the Jackson 5 were playing, he wrote like this like kind of manifesto affirmation that I will no longer be Michael. My new name will be MJ. I will do no interviews. I will dig and dig until I find and it's exactly what he became.
Wow.
And his bodyguards would say everywhere, every hotel room, everywhere he would stay, he would write 100 million on the mirror because Thriller had sold 50 million and he wanted Bad to sell 100 million. And so he very much and so you just get this sense, right?
Absolutely.
And so there's this book, it's called The Miracle Club by Mitch Horowitz. And in here, he profiles an affirmation that I thought was pretty good because a lot of times when you're talking about affirmations, do you do past, present tense? What do you do? And he kind of says in here, it doesn't matter. But I really like this example in here that he uses. So this author, her name is Butler, and this was her affirmation that she read. I shall be a best-selling writer. After Imago, each of my books will be on the best-selling list of the LA Times, New York Times, Washington Post, etc. My novels will go on to the above list, whether publishers push them hard or not, whether I'm paid a high advance or not. This is my life. I write best-selling novels. My novels go onto the best-selling list on or shortly after publication. My novels each travel up and to the top, and they stay on top for months. At least two. Each of my novels does this. And then she puts, so be it, see to it.
Oh, I like that.
So I've added that to mine because I write mine out every day. So be it, see to it. And the see to it really, when you start writing it out, makes you want to go take action.
That's powerful.
And it really gets rid of that issue of present tense. Because I always feel like when you talk about you're in the future, but you're not in the future, to me, there's a disconnect.
Right.
That fixes that. So I love that. I will find the way to do this. So be it, see to it. So she says it again. My books will be read by millions of people. I will buy a beautiful home in an excellent neighborhood. I will send poor black youngsters to Clarion or other writers' workshops. I will help poor black youngsters broaden their horizons. I will help poor black youngsters go to college. I will get the best of health care for my mother and myself. I will hire a car whenever I want or need to. I will travel wherever and whenever in the world that I choose. My books will be read by millions of people. So be it, see to it. And that's how it ends. And obviously this came true. And so, the beginning of mine is, I will inspire millions of leaders to be the best they can be and execute. That's kind of the thing.
So hers was pretty long. I mean, typically I've seen,
long. Mine's a page.
Affirmations have been kind of short.
Really?
So
Like
one-liners
what?
or two-liners.
Like people love me. I'm good looking. Mm-hmm. What else?
So that's she kind of got into a vision statement there where she's reaffirming her statement there. And
it seemed more realistic to me because you're covering all angles.
Yeah. She can probably be credited with founding Uber because she wanted to hire a car whenever and wherever. So
funny. The second one, this one I did forever, and this is Larry Winget's book, Shut Up, Stop Whining, and Get a Life. Now, this book might have had a big impression on me because at the time I had bought a dealership and lost it during the recession. It went away. I was going through a divorce. My dog Rocky was dying, and I read this book. So the timing was incredible because I was feeling sorry for myself. And in here on page 63, and I love Larry. I consider him a friend, and he's taught me a lot of stuff. He's very generous with his time. I'm not going to read his whole one. You should buy his book to do that. But this is one that he has. Oh, that's actually, you know what? I messed up. That's not it.
What's interesting for me on this is for advisors, managers, people in the automotive industry, we're so busy to take, what do you think, maybe 10, 15 minutes a morning to sit down and do this?
It honestly takes 5 minutes.
So
I copy mine
minutes,
from the day before, but I just write it down.
You know, where did the transformation happen for you? Where did you really start to see the results? Was it just when you consistently did it? Because a lot of people are going to watch this, they're going to try an affirmation for a week, and they're like, Chris, you're full of shit. That doesn't work. So,
I think you got to do it for a year.
Okay, so for a year, a commitment for a year. So if you can't give yourself 5 minutes a day to write out what you want to become, then you really need to look in the mirror and check yourself. The other thing is this, what I have found with affirmations, and you can tell me your experience on this, is it forces you to grow. And the human being, our species, our body, our physical side of us loves homeostasis. We love comfort. So as I'm thinking larger, like for instance, if you're happy with credit card debt and car payments and the stress of having just to get by, you have to be a different person to be a millionaire and to have money in the bank and savings and create long-term wealth. And if you don't change, you're never going to get there. You're going to live your entire life, and 20 years from now, you'll arrive in the same vehicle that you're in now. So it forces yourself to change. And thinking about who you want to become, and then when you write it down, that's what really is the catalyst to change.
Yeah. I think that if you won't write it down every day, you don't believe it.
Or maybe you don't want it.
Yeah, you're scared of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, a lot of times I'll ask people like, well, what is it you want to do? And they're like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, well, there you go. Because success is attracted to clarity, and you gotta have 100% belief and conviction in what you're trying to do. So for me, what I'm telling my subconscious when I write down it's a hybrid affirmation goal that I'm writing down, but when I write it down, it is programming my subconscious that this is where we're going.
Yeah.
And so we believe in this. We're not scared of this. We're not shying away from this. We're thinking big, and we're capable of it. And I'm just reinforcing it in my subconscious, because your subconscious is 2-3 million times more powerful than your conscious mind.
Wow.
Okay, I apologize. It's on page 127, and it's called the Prosperity Affirmation. And he says, my world is abundant. I'm rich and getting richer. I have more than enough money to pay for anything I want, anytime I want it. My pocket is always full of money. My checking account always has more than enough to pay for all my obligations. I have more than I need, all that I want. Money is easy. I have surplus money. And he goes on and on. And like I said, I won't read the whole thing. Buy his book. But at a time where I was broke and having a hard time, I read this every day. So I cut it out. And I glued it to the front of my notebook, and every day I read it, and it really helped. And so, it's a journey, and we're bringing you in on our journeys and what we've learned. But having something that you write down as an affirmation every day is very powerful. And I love that. So be it, see to it. Like,
love that.
You're owning it at that point. So look up the Michael one, buy Larry's book, buy The Miracle Club, and, write your own. It took me a couple weeks to get one that I was comfortable with. And maybe I'll read it on the show at some point, but it's pretty lofty. And so, it's funny, as you sit here today, what I'm going to do and what I'm writing down every day hasn't been accomplished. Like, it's lofty, but it's coming. I believe in it 100%. And the more I write it, the more the world starts to line up for me. It's amazing how that works. So that's our drive-by for today.
Awesome.
Affirmations, little inspiration on Friday, and then now we want you to stay tuned and see what's coming up on Service Drive Revolution on Monday.
Next week on Service Drive Revolution.
Oh my gosh, yes. When I read this, my mind exploded. Purple smoke went flying out of my head.
Whoever has the text wins.
Most problems in a service department are the parts department's fault, though.
Tell me about a difficult customer experience. The purpose of a job interview is to scare the living crap out of people. So Elon Musk has a question that he asks in every interview. Is it possible that we're more like Elon Musk than we think?
Should we do a role play for the audience now?
That's too kinky. Let's not do that.
Totally on the other side of the fence on that.
I guess I'm watching different stuff on YouTube than you are. You know what's good is watch YouTube videos for advice on your health. Like, don't go to the doctor. Clearly, that's how you should do it, but nobody's doing it. We're gonna go watch a race. They're spending like $1 billion.
Somebody could go out and buy a $500 car, turn it into a drift car, and have fun. If you try to touch it, they're gonna chop your arm off.
What I was gonna say before you brought up Tinder was,
Buy an F1 car.
no, these are some nuggets.
The clock's ticking, we gotta go.
I'll
It depends on the
cook it.
cost of the goo, or somebody's drunk uncle.
It's time for questions. Have you ever been to an AA meeting? So you go to a lot of nudist colonies in the summer?
No.
Do I seem like the kind of person who can go away with anonymity to you?
Do they ask any questions about the car? What's
Why do
going
you
on?
think you need an O2 sensor?
That's a
What
great-
makes you think you need an O2 sensor?
Those are two great
Who
questions.
told you you need an O2 sensor?
That's the third great
Who
question.
told you you need an O2 sensor? I hope you guys followed that because he went around the cul-de-sac and then through
That
the
was
backyard.
crystal clear in my mind. I don't know
Jumped
how
the fence.
confusing that was.
Thanks for watching this episode of Service Drive Revolution's Drive-By. I hope it gives you something to think about over the weekend and inspires some new ideas and hopefully some new results. If you have any questions for the big show, go ahead and post them below in the comments. We'll be looking out for them and we'll answer them on the show. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you're notified when we post new episodes. I'm Chris Collins and you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Chris Bulldog Collins. And I'll see you again on the next episode.